it would be far too jarring on everyone here if picture a roller coaster ride where you go from the bottom, you shoot straight up. Most of us, you've seen the videos online, people pass out, they get sick to their stomach, they're screaming, then they pass out. So that's not what they want for us. Hi everyone, we are going to be channeling the Holy Spirit, and this is an energy that I typically haven't tuned in with as much, and yet I've heard so many people speak of wonderful experiences that they've had with the Holy Spirit. And what I'd like to channel is who is the Holy Spirit, and activating your light within and knowing your worth. And also, it's important to note that I would like to do a really good, deep healing with the Holy Spirit on February 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it will be recorded and then sent to you, and you will be able to watch it over and over and over and save it. So if you feel like you would like a deeper connection with the Holy Spirit and have a nice deep healing, and I'm going to channel some messages from the Holy Spirit as well, please join us on February 8th at 9 a.m., okay? I think that's just so important, especially these days. When I was looking up the Holy Spirit, I loved some of what I was reading, and I'm going to read some of it, and then I'm going to tune in and see if that is, I guess, something in which the Holy Spirit agrees with or wants to add on to, or we'll just see what happens. That's what I love about channeling. You just see what happens. So the Holy Spirit is mentioned, and it's described in all religion. You name it, it's mentioned. And the one that I really enjoyed the most in the Baha'i faith is the Holy Spirit is seen as the intermediary between God and man, the outpouring of grace, the grace of God, and the rays that emanate from his manifestation. How beautiful is that? The Holy Spirit is understood as the divine quality of, or force of God manifesting in the world, particularly in acts of prophecy, creation, and guidance. Isn't that amazing? And then this last here was the Holy Spirit is referred to as the Lord and giver of life. He is the creator's spirit present before creation of the universe, and through his power, everything was made in Jesus Christ. I just thought, wow. So there are some functions and roles that the Holy Spirit has, and then I'm going to tune in and listen to the Holy Spirit. So some of the roles and functions of the Holy Spirit is the helper and comforter. Sent by Jesus, the Spirit offers comfort, peace, and assistance to those in need. Guide into truth. So helping to guide you into the truth, leads believers into understanding divine truths and imparts wisdom. Empower, the empowerer, provides power for service, witnessing, and overcoming temptation. And then the sanctifier works to transform individuals to be more like Jesus, producing fruit such as love and joy. And symbolism, often identified with symbols of transformation and power, including fire, wind, and a dove. And that's what I noticed when I was looking it up online, more information. I kept seeing a dove, and I kept seeing a dove with fire, and I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. I'm hearing, thank you for having me, Kristin. It is an honor to be here by your side. It is an honor to be here by each of your sides. I am the extension or the fingertips of God, reaching out to each and every one of you and through you. I take more of a gentler approach, loving, and I just see almost like embracing us in the Holy Spirit's arms, like welcoming us and hugging us gently. There are other energies that choose to be more abrasive or abrupt in their transmutation, their clearings. So if you looked at Kali, Kali is going to be more abrupt and direct. You, I guess, want more of a gentle energy that's encompassing everywhere. And are you everywhere all the time, all around us? So the answer to this I just got visually was building up momentum around some of us more so when need be, but overall everywhere, but can move mountains, build momentum, build more energy around those in need when need be. The Holy Spirit's coming back to the fingertips. It's the love, the nurturing, the caring, like a parent to a child. That's what I'm getting here. And that's the description that's coming through from the Holy Spirit for each of us to understand. So the Holy Spirit was not created, but rather an extension of God's work. Whereas, say, for example, your guardian angel or the angels are created by God in order to be here by each of our sides. I get like a tightness or a building of energy, like we're going to move in a direction that the Holy Spirit really wants us to hear. For those of you that think you know it all, or that you have your opinion of what is taking place on earth, what is suggested for you is to please ask to be guided towards the truth and to be open to having a broader perspective and understanding as to what is truly transpiring and taking place on earth at this time. And I get this. So this is telling me a battle between the light and the dark, or higher vibrational frequencies and lower vibrational frequencies. There is much more going on here behind the scenes than many of you are aware of. God is operating through individuals in order to secure the planet's happiness, joy, longevity for years to come without being controlled. The Holy Spirit's telling me that God also needs our help. So please come forth into my embrace so that I may help you and lead you in a direction towards a better understanding and the truth of what is truly going on here. Each of your souls chose to come to earth in order to help bring you each of your lights here to elevate and raise the vibrational frequency here upon the earth's back, to help the planet raise in frequency, but also to help God bring the planet to new heights. So picture the frequency here. How can God come down low and pop us up here? So all of us said, okay, we heard the SOS to come to earth. So we helped to lift the frequency up to about here, which then allows God to bring it up further. It would be far too jarring on everyone here if God, picture a roller coaster ride where you go from the bottom, you shoot straight up. Most of us, you've seen the videos online, people pass out, they get sick to their stomach, they're screaming, then they pass out. So that's not what they want for us. It has to be the ascension must be a gradual process on earth. And the Holy Spirit thanks each of us for coming here, knowing that it would be difficult at times and that there would be stages of great difficulty which are still yet to come. And the Holy Spirit's talking about the dampening of our spirit by way of control through surveillance state, AI, robotics, UBI, and controlling the narrative through legacy media outlets, and then suppressing the outlets that are on the ground or telling the truth. even the ones that are working hand in hand with God or allowing God to work through them, are in powerful positions, are only able to move in directions in which they are allowed. The planet is very much controlled by, I guess, what we would call our overlords. I've heard this before. It's the overlords comment, or another way of saying it is the matrix. But bit by bit, the Holy Spirit says we pick away and we garner the truth, and we help each of you seedlings awaken further on the planet. Thank you, Kristin. Thank you, dear one. So there's going to be more infusion of light. And so God's going to bring us here, 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 here. And we are going to get bombarded with light. The planet's going to get bombarded with light. And it's just going to get real, real. So the veil's going to thin further. You're going to sense and feel energies. You're going to start questioning things. You're going to start wanting answers. You're going to start being curious. And then more resistance to those who think they have this wrapped up in a done deal. And that's ultimately the Holy Spirit saying what Trump is resistance towards the New World Order. But there are players on both sides. So it's more of the overlords and the people. That's more of how Spirit sees it, rather than right or left. It's them and us. Oh, isn't that great? And you know, they will choose moments like that where they will come right next to you and all of a sudden you hear nothing. And they love to choose moments when you're nice and relaxed. So when you're in yoga class, they're like, this is prime time. Let's get her. Or when you're driving your car, or sometimes when you're relaxed doing laundry or doing your dishes. It's when your mind is more turned off. Okay? That's when they will make their presence known, because they know that you will notice it. And when your mind is more quiet, then they can get through messages as well into your mind. Oh, isn't that fantastic? So you woke up in the middle of the night and you're trying to fall back to sleep, and then you heard a voice say, "Hello, Shelley." I love that. The rarity of hearing something outside your head. How many people operate like that in the world? I wouldn't even say 0.001%. It's that rare. So just to have an experience like that is rare. Most of the time, it's going to be within the mind. Okay? Or you'll feel energy come in maybe through your ear and then form it in the mind. Or you'll have energy come through your throat box and use your throat to form a word. Okay? And this is messages coming through from your guardian angels or your loved one. And that has happened to me too, Shelley. I was coming out of the hospital. I was laying in bed, and my mom and my aunt went off. They left me with the dog, and I was having a nap. And I could hear and feel my guardian angel, and she was towering over me on the bed. I could hear the fabric of her gown or her robe on my blankets as she was sending energy out of the palms of her hands into my heart chakra. And I said, "Who's doing that?" And then she realized, that I was alert or awake enough and noticed. And she said, "It's your guardian angel, Agnes." She must have been 9 feet, 10 feet tall. That's how, towering over me. I could feel her kneeling over me, trying to help me, because I was having a dream that was really intense. And she was trying to break it up through the heart chakra. And I said, "Why are you doing that?" And then she told me why she was doing it. I was having a dream about an ex-boyfriend too. So of course they're going to go for the heart chakra. And then I said, "Well, could you please stop?" Because it's pretty intense. So the veil is going to thin for you even further as we move along, Shelley. And then Spirit will be asking you to help others by similar or in a similar or like way as myself, but it'll be with like loved ones or friends, or it could even be random strangers that are guided to you. And how cool is that going to be? So you might be at the hair salon getting your hair done, and then you're guided to talk with someone in there. I don't know how it's going to play out, but they're going to make it happen. And it's important to have beacons of light and love on the planet, such as ourselves, because it is greatly needed at this time and will be really needed over the next 5 years as we make our way through these difficult days. Oh, what a question that is. Is it true when we fall asleep, free will doesn't apply? How fascinating. Rather than seeing it as free will doesn't apply, the answer to this is the ego is not in the forefront or in the front seat. So the ego is hanging back more, which allows spirit to reach you through the veil more easily. And then I see like a person laying in bed and all the angels are around the bed. So just because you're asleep doesn't mean that anyone can just have their way. It doesn't work like that. But there's also your free will. So if you are interested or you're moving in a direction of dabbling in certain things that could attract lower vibrational energies to you, they don't recommend that. So your free will, but not the dampening or the lessening of your free will when you're sleeping. No. I'm surprised to hear that, Teresa. I know you have Big Mike there. So if that's happening right now, then there must be a lesson being taught by this. What is it that's being shown to you? What is it that you need to change or do? Or do you need to stand up? Or are you being given guidance that you're not listening to? Very good, Teresa. And remember, with any narcissist, we can ask for neutralization, and then they just won't try it on as much, or they won't have the stamina. You're taking a little bit of the gas out of the car. So then it's putt-putting along rather than being full throttle in a Maserati rolling down the road going super fast, right? Winky, winky. The interesting thing here, Teresa, is that this is good for you. They're hanging back and letting you take the lead, and that this is good for you to stand up for yourself and hold your boundaries. And where this leads and where this goes long term is still yet to be seen. But for right now, they actually say this is good. And the other thing that they're saying is that you're not super involved or invested like you once were. It's more taking time for myself and self-growth and self-love and going off and doing my own thing and thinking about myself rather than thinking about the other. And I like that too. This is a good path you're on. Everybody thinks, it's light and it's dark. Okay. But in a lot of what we see here on Earth, it's an intermingling or at time the yin, the yang, it's all intertwined. Sometimes it can be. What would you say about that, God? There are many different levels of frequency here inhabiting the earth. Some not good, some very good, like yourself. Well, I'm not going to say I'm a saint. I think God knows that. I know none, but I'll take the compliment. Okay. Earth is all about stumbling at times and stubbing your toe. Sometimes it hurts and you learn from said mistake. But remember, this is but a seeming temporary reality in which you are housed in, and you will each and all be coming home to me when it is complete. And there's a great sense and immense amount of joy, and I feel like smiling from God, knowing that each of us will be returning home to the kingdom of heaven in God's embrace. And whether we get lost for a time on earth, or even if we get lost for a little while in the afterlife, it won't be for long. And God will ensure that each and every single one of us are collected. This is God's way of allowing us to stretch our legs and go out there and learn and grow. Not all is bad, not all is difficult. Just like the sting of when you stub your toe, it doesn't last forever, does it? And some of the suffering in which we endure is self-imposed, whereas some of the suffering that we endure is imposed by others. But it's equally important that we use our own free will to hold the line, to hold boundaries, and to speak up for ourselves. The next thing I'm seeing is that this is what's being asked of women or females on Earth, is to hold the line or speak up for themselves in these years past. It's not always going in the direction in which was originally thought it would, but this is in large what is being, where the females on Earth are being guided. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Well, come and join us. Have a nice, good, deep healing with the Holy Spirit, February 8th at 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can't make it, it's okay, because it will be recorded and you can watch it over and over again and download it afterwards. $33. And the other thing I have is a short Happy Valentine's Day special. So that is also happening at 30% off from February 12th until the 21st. And if you'd like to come and visit KristinDaviesMedium.com, I've put up a few other little classes too, which I'm really excited about. All right, you guys. Love you lots. Bye.